Hi, this is Scott from Specter Gear, and I love shotguns. I've shot just about everything that can possibly be shouldered. I've shot machine guns, submachine guns, rifles, carbines, and while I like many of them, my favorite weapons platform, period, hands down, always has been and probably always will be the shotgun. I have a number of reasons for that. I won't go into that here. But one of the things I constantly hear when I'm talking to people about shotguns that aren't well versed in the use of shotguns is a complaint about ammunition capacity, or magazine capacity rather. I hear, well, you know, you've only got 6 rounds in the tube. How am I going to take on Al-Qaeda and ISIS and, you know, the IRA with just 6 rounds? Well, I don't advocate the shotgun for that purpose to begin with. I'd advocate something more like a B-52 carpet bombing strike. But I will say this, in dealing with ammunition capacity in the shotgun, something very important needs to be understood. Unlike a detachable magazine rifle or carbine or SMG, the shotgun magazine can be replenished on the fly. And the doctrine I was taught many years ago was shoot one, or load what you shoot. So you fire 1 round, load 1 round. Fire 2, load 2. And as you're firing, you just get in that habit of constantly topping the mag off. You'd be surprised how deep you can get into some pretty intricate courses of fire by doing so, and never run the gun dry. Now, that is of course limited by the ammunition at hand, and that being what you're carrying on your body, on your carrier, on your thigh, or on your gun. And the truth is, in most cases, whether it's a home defense scenario or you're deploying the shotgun from the rack in your unit, the ammunition that's on the gun is probably going to be the ammunition you're going to solve your problem with. Now, there's a few ways of helping that out, and one of the most important pieces of kit is the Sidesaddle shell carrier. Probably one of the greatest innovations ever for firearms, in my opinion. Great idea. We don't sell them, it doesn't make me a dime, but I will say these are pretty darn good. A few things to know real quick, and not related to our product line, but if you're going to use these, understand that these little screws, these little tiny screws that hold this piece on here, Loctite is your friend. Undo those and make sure they're Loctited down. If it's a Mossberg application, there's a small nut behind here, actually behind the plate, and if you put one on, you'll know what I'm talking about. Make sure that nut has Loctite on it. It will come undone on you. And the Allen bolts that secure the side saddle through your receiver, make sure you snug them. Don't tighten them down too crazy, or you can bind the receiver and actually prevent the bolt from cycling properly. So once you know those things, side saddle is a great tool. Keeps the rounds right near the loading port. You can load in quite easily, and it keeps 6 rounds on the gun. We also sell buttstock shell holders and shell pouches. Now, it may be working against my interests since we manufacture the things. I myself don't use them, and the reason being is I do a lot of cross-shoulder transitions, and having 6 rounds on the side of the buttstock interferes with my cheek welds, so I tend not to use them. And I wanted to put some extra rounds on the gun, and there's not a lot of other places to put them. Now, as far as running them on a sling, I have seen in the past a simple, like, rudimentary 2-point carry strap that has anywhere from like 25, 35 shells on there. And while it does, well, if you want to simply hang the thing over your shoulder for a few minutes, it does at least accomplish that, but it's by no means a tactical sling. And the thing about a tactical sling is it is a sling that works with you and helps you shoot. It helps you perform. You don't want a sling that works against you, and having 25 shells hanging from a strap underneath your gun, especially when you consider each one of these shells are going to be about an ounce. So you're going to have 25 to 30 ounces now swinging underneath the gun, interrupting your aim, hanging up on things. And again, the sling doesn't help you. Whereas a 2-point or a 3-point or even a 1-point sling does things for you. For instance, it allows you to control the muzzle of the weapon. It controls the weapon hanging to your offside while you transition to a sidearm. There's a lot of things that a tactical sling brings to the equation that a simple 2-point rudimentary carry strap does not. But what led to this was I was doing a project with the Tulare County Sheriff's Department. I was making a 2-point carry strap, of all things, that held 5 rounds of 40 millimeter specialty impact munitions for their specialty impact guns. And in doing that, I started thinking about how that could be applied for shotgun shells on a sling. And what I did was I took this section of webbing between the tri-glide and either the loop or the emergency release buckle on a SOP sling, and extended it out just enough to put 6 rounds of shells on there, and was really happy with how it turned out. You've got 6 rounds on the gun now, on the sling, and not so many that it's going to create a lot of excess weight underneath the gun. It's just enough. But more importantly, these rounds are now forward. They're up near, if you've got your non-firing hand or your loading hand or your weak hand or whatever you want to call it, these rounds are now right near there, just like the side saddle is close to the port. Now this is fairly close to the port. So going from the sling to the loading port is fairly efficient. You don't have to reach all the way to the rear of the gun. You don't have to unshoulder the gun. You don't have to tilt the gun. You can just simply load right in, and you can follow that doctrine of shoot one, or load what you shoot. So now I've gone from 6 in the tube and 6 on the gun, and now 6 in the tube, 6 on the gun, and another 6 on the gun. So I've increased my my capacity, my operational capacity, vastly in doing so. So very happy with how this turned out. I think if you're a dedicated shotgunner, you're going to be pretty pleased with this as well. We have several versions of this. We have a standalone version for the Benellis that just comes with no adapters front or rear. You just simply hook up to your existing side sling mounts. We also offer versions for just about all of the popular shotgun models out there, whether it be Remington, Mossberg 500, 590, Winchester 1300. I'm sure there's others. If you go to the website, look at the applicable page for this. There's a section in there where you can select your shotgun type, your shotgun stock, your different hookups, your color, your ERB options, etc. So you should be pretty well covered with that. So again, I'm pleased with this. I think you're going to like it as well. I just want to spend a few minutes talking about this. I'm very excited about it. This sling, as well as any of our other products, can be purchased at www.spectergear.com. Thank you for your attention, and please stay safe. Thank you.